Have you ever stopped to think that sometimes, while trying to take care of your health, you might actually be doing the opposite? If you're over 60 and taking supplements on your own, or even following a tip from a well-meaning friend, this video is a serious warning for you. A lot of people believe that vitamins and minerals are always harmless, but the truth is that certain combinations can be very dangerous. And the worst part, the effects don't show up right away. They build up quietly until suddenly serious problems appear, like irregular heartbeats, kidney stones, tingling in the feet, internal bleeding, or even a heart attack. That's right. Something that seems healthy, like taking a vitamin or an omega-3 capsule, can actually turn into a real danger to your life if combined the wrong way. And you know what's even scarier? Many of these dangerous combinations are made every day by people over 60, without even realizing the harm they're doing to their own bodies. In this video, I'm going to show you the 7 supplement combinations you should never take together. Watch until the end, because your health might depend on this information. And if you want to keep getting content like this, subscribe to the channel now and turn on the notification bell. Let's take care of your health together. Now, let me calmly tell you about a very common mistake that happens to a lot of people over 60, and that, unfortunately, can have serious consequences. I'm talking about mixing B-complex with an extra dose of vitamin B6. Look, it's very common for older adults to take B-complex as part of their daily health routine. After all, it helps with the nervous system, energy, mood, and all of that is super important at this stage of life. But some people, trying to boost the benefits even more, add a separate capsule of vitamin B6, thinking they're reinforcing the treatment. The intention is good, but the result can be exactly the opposite of what the person expects. When vitamin B6 is taken in excess and for a long time, it builds up in the body. And then it starts to affect exactly what it was supposed to help, the nervous system. What does that mean in practice? Tingling in the hands and feet, muscle weakness, trouble walking, loss of sensation, and even balance problems. All of this points to a condition called sensory neuropathy, which limits movement, affects independence, and greatly reduces quality of life, especially in people over 60. The scariest part is that these symptoms don't show up all at once. They come on slowly, quietly, and then the older person thinks it's just old age, poor circulation, or simply weakness. But it's not. It could be a case of vitamin B6 overdose, and that could have been avoided with a simple chat with the doctor or pharmacist. And the good news? Yes, there is relief. In many cases, stopping the excessive use of B6 and adjusting the supplements properly can start to reverse the symptoms. In other cases, it's possible to stabilize the condition and stop the neuropathy from getting worse. So, if you're taking B-complex and also adding B6 separately, this is the time to rethink that. And if you've already noticed any of these symptoms, numbness, tingling, loss of balance, don't ignore them. Talk to your doctor. It might be way more than just a simple sign of aging. Now tell me, have you or someone close to you ever taken B-complex and B6 at the same time? Did you notice any changes? Leave a comment. It might open a lot of people's eyes. Well, now that you know that combining B-complex with extra vitamin B6 can affect your nerves and cause tingling, let me tell you about another mix that seems pretty harmless, but can actually put your organs at risk. And the worst part, you might not notice it for a long time. I'm talking about the combination of iron with vitamin C. A lot of people have heard that vitamin C helps with iron absorption, and that's true. But what almost no one talks about is that, after 60, especially if someone has a slower metabolism or conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or liver problems, this absorption can get out of control. What does that mean in practice? When the body absorbs more iron than it can get rid of, it starts to store that iron in internal organs, especially the liver, heart, and pancreas. And this buildup isn't visible, doesn't hurt, and shows no signs at first. But inside, it starts to inflame the tissues and overload how the body works. This iron overload can make diabetes worse, trigger silent heart problems, and damage the liver, which is a vital organ for filtering toxins. And more. Too much iron speeds up something called oxidative stress, which is one of the main causes of early cell aging. In other words, you might be taking iron and vitamin C, thinking you're boosting your health, but actually, you could be slowly weakening your body. And that's even more concerning because the symptoms take a long time to show up. When they do, they usually look like chronic fatigue, stomach pain, changes in blood sugar, or heart issues that nobody links to supplements. The good news? There's a way to reverse it, as long as it's caught in time. In most cases, adjusting the dose or even stopping the supplements for a while with your doctor's guidance is enough to stop the buildup. That's why taking supplements on your own, even if it seems like just a vitamin, isn't safe. So, if you or someone in your family has been taking iron with vitamin C every day, pay attention. Talk to your doctor, get tested, and rethink this combo. It's simple, but it could prevent serious consequences. Now tell me, have you ever taken iron with vitamin C together? Was it recommended by a doctor, or did you start on your own? Share in the comments. Your experience might help other people protect themselves too. Now that you've seen how combining iron with vitamin C can overload your organs, I need to warn you about another mix that seems healthy but can actually hide a serious and silent risk, especially for those over 60. I'm talking about the combination of zinc and copper. A lot of people start taking zinc when they feel their immune system is low, when they catch a cold, or even to strengthen their nails and hair. This has become even more common in recent years. And yes, zinc is important, but the problem comes with using it continuously and excessively, especially without keeping it balanced with copper. What most people don't know is that zinc, when taken in high amounts, blocks the absorption of copper in the body. And what happens when copper starts to run low? The body slowly begins to break down. This deficiency doesn't show strong signs at first, but it starts affecting vital processes. Copper is essential for several functions. It helps in blood formation, strengthens bones, and protects the nervous system. Without it, the first signs that show up are unexplained anemia, constant fatigue, hair loss, and muscle weakness. In more advanced stages, a person may develop rapid bone loss and even neurological symptoms similar to dementia, like confusion, forgetfulness, and trouble thinking clearly. And the most dangerous part? Most routine tests don't easily detect a copper deficiency, which means many people live with the problem for months or even years without knowing the real cause of their symptoms. But listen, the problem isn't zinc itself. It's a key mineral for health, especially for the immune system. What's needed is balance. When zinc levels go too high, copper drops. It's like an internal scale. If one side gets too heavy, the other weakens. The good news is that this balance can be restored with simple adjustments. There are supplements with balanced formulas, and a professional can guide you on the right dosage based on your routine and test results. Now tell me, have you ever taken zinc for a long time? Have you ever had anemia even while eating well? Share in the comments. Sometimes the answer you've been looking for is hidden in this little detail that almost nobody talks about. Well, after understanding how combining zinc with copper can lead to serious deficiencies without us noticing, now I want to warn you about another risk that many people over 60 are facing and have no idea. I'm talking about the mix of niacin, which is vitamin B3, with statins, those well-known medications that help lower cholesterol. It's not uncommon to find older adults taking statins like simvastatin or atorvastatin, and with good reason. These medications help prevent heart attacks and strokes and are essential in cases of high cholesterol. The problem starts when someone trying to speed up results or boost the treatment begins taking niacin on their own, or uses multivitamins with high doses of this vitamin without knowing the risks of this combination. This mix can overload the liver in a very dangerous way. And even worse, it can lead to a condition called rhabdomyolysis. In this situation, the muscles begin to break down, releasing toxins into the bloodstream, and these toxins can cause acute kidney failure. This isn't an exaggeration. It's a real medical emergency, and sadly, more common than people think among those who take these supplements without medical guidance. To make things worse, the first signs are subtle. Some muscle pain here, a little discomfort there, a bit of nausea that comes and goes, and many people think it's just tiredness or aging. when in reality, it could be a clear sign that the body isn't handling the overload from this combination. And here's an important warning. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's safe. Especially after 60, when metabolism slows down and the body is already dealing with other medications. But don't worry, there's a solution. The right step is simple. Show your doctor all the supplements you're taking, even the ones that seem harmless or that you only take once in a while. With that information, your doctor can check for interaction risks and make the right adjustments. Now tell me, do you take statins? Have you ever thought about adding a vitamin without talking to your doctor first? Or do you know someone who does? Share in the comments. Your experience might be the warning someone else needs to avoid a serious problem. Now that you know the mix of niacin with statins can harm your muscles, kidneys, and even your liver, I need to warn you about another combination that seems even more natural and harmless, but can actually be extremely dangerous, especially for those over 60. I'm talking about the duo omega-3 and ginkgo biloba. Omega-3 is one of the most popular supplements among seniors. It's known for helping control cholesterol, supporting heart health, improving joint function, and even giving your brain a little boost. Ginkgo biloba, on the other hand, has become popular for improving circulation and memory. On their own, they can offer some benefits, but when taken together, the risk is real and serious. And here's why. Both omega-3 and ginkgo have blood-thinning effects. They work as anticoagulants, and when you combine them, your blood can become too thin, making it harder to clot. What does that mean in practice? Risk of internal bleeding, spontaneous bruising, bleeding gums, nosebleeds, and in the most serious cases, hemorrhagic strokes. And the most worrying part, warning signs often don't appear before the problem hits. A person can feel fine with no pain at all and suddenly have a serious bleed or a silent stroke. For people already using medications like aspirin, warfarin, or other blood thinners, the danger increases even more. It's like walking a tightrope where even the smallest imbalance can cause permanent damage. That's why this is one of those combinations that should never be taken without professional guidance. Even natural supplements affect how the body works, and after 60, the body reacts differently. What was safe at 30 can be risky now. But yes, there's a solution. The key is proper guidance. With support from a doctor or nutritionist, it's possible to adjust your supplements, check for interactions with medications, and enjoy the benefits safely without putting your life at risk. Now tell me, have you or someone close to you ever taken omega-3 and ginkgo at the same time? Have you noticed unexplained bruises, bleeding gums, or nosebleeds? Drop a comment below. Sometimes, what you're going through might be the exact same thing someone else is confused about and hasn't figured out yet. Now that you know combining omega-3 with ginkgo biloba can thin your blood too much and lead to dangerous bleeding, let me show you another combination that many people take every day, thinking it's doing them good. But that can actually put the heart at risk without them even realizing it. I'm talking about mixing calcium with magnesium. This combo is very common. A doctor says your bones are getting weaker or that it's time to boost your minerals, and soon you're taking a supplement with calcium and magnesium in the same formula. Sounds logical, right? Since both are important for bones and muscles. But what most people don't know is that when taken together, these two minerals compete for absorption in the intestines. And in that battle, magnesium almost always loses. And why is this dangerous, especially after 60? Because magnesium is essential for your heart, nervous system, and muscles to work properly. If your body can't absorb enough, even if you're taking it, it starts sending warning signs. Heart palpitations, cramps, insomnia, anxiety, unexplained fatigue, and in more serious cases, it can lead to arrhythmias, irregular heart rhythms that can be fatal if not treated in time. And here's another key point. Without enough magnesium, calcium itself starts to build up in the wrong places, like in the joints and artery walls, instead of going to the bones where it belongs. And what does that cause? Joint pain, muscle stiffness, and even arterial calcification, which greatly increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes in older adults. In other words, what seems like a healthy habit, if not done right, can turn into a serious issue. And look, This doesn't mean you should stop everything on your own. The key is balance. Taking them at different times, adjusting the dose, or even using separate supplements can make all the difference. But only a professional can guide you properly. Now tell me in the comments, have you ever felt your heart racing or had nighttime cramps while taking a calcium supplement? Have you noticed if it also contains magnesium? Share your experience. It could open a lot of eyes and help others take better care of themselves. Well, after understanding how the combination of calcium with magnesium can harm your heart and muscles, now I want to show you an even more common mistake, one that, most of the time, is made with the best of intentions. I'm talking about taking high doses of vitamin D with calcium, especially without vitamin K2. Vitamin D is definitely essential after 60. It helps your body absorb calcium, strengthens your bones, boosts your immune system, and even gives you more energy. That's why so many people turn to high-dose supplements. But here's the warning. When you take a lot of vitamin D along with calcium and don't take K2, that calcium can end up in the wrong places. And that's when the problems start. Instead of going to the bones, calcium starts building up in the arteries, kidneys, and even in the heart valves. And what can that lead to? Kidney stones, stiff arteries, high blood pressure, and even heart attacks or strokes. The most dangerous part is that these effects take a while to show up. And when they do, the damage is often already done and not always reversible. It's like you're trying to protect your bones, but without realizing it, you're building a silent trap inside your own body. And sadly, this happens to many seniors who take complete supplements without ever hearing about vitamin K2. The one that actually tells calcium where it needs to go. To your bones, not your organs. K2 is essential in this process, but it's still not well known. It acts like a kind of GPS for calcium, guiding this vital nutrient to do its proper job. Without it, even if you have enough vitamin D and calcium, your body can get confused and what should be helpful turns into a risk. But here's the good news. There's a solution. With the right guidance and dosage adjustments, it's totally possible to use these nutrients safely and get all the benefits they offer. The secret is balance and proper advice. And what about you? Do you take vitamin D with calcium? Had you ever heard of K2 before? Tell me in the comments if this was new information for you, because it might make all the difference in your health and the health of those you love. Now that you've seen how combining high doses of vitamin D with calcium can lead to dangerous buildups in your arteries and kidneys, I need to wrap up this warning with a golden reflection. And it might just be the most important one of all. The biggest mistake many people make after 60 is thinking that the more supplements, the better. And look, I totally understand where that idea comes from. You start to feel your body changing. Energy drops, memory slips more often, sleep isn't the same anymore. So trying to stay active and independent, many people begin taking one supplement here, another one there, then they add another recommended by a friend, and one more they saw online. And before they know it, they're taking 5 or 6 capsules every day, without knowing how each one interacts with the others. And that's where the real danger lies. After 60, the body doesn't respond to supplements the same way. Your metabolism slows down, your liver and kidneys become more sensitive, and your heart needs stability, not overload. When you start mixing multiple supplements on your own, even with the best intentions, you might be creating a silent time bomb inside your body. Some supplements cancel each other out, others become too strong and end up acting like poison. And many directly interfere with medications you're already taking every day. Medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, blood thinners. The result? Mental confusion, muscle pain, bleeding, sudden drops in blood pressure, kidney failure, heart attacks, and strokes. And all of that can start with one poorly combined vitamin capsule. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to stop everything all at once. What you really need is personalized guidance. A good doctor or nutritionist can look at your tests, understand your health history, and tell you exactly what your body needs. Not more, not less. And that's what ensures you can age with more freedom, health, and dignity. Now tell me honestly, have you ever found yourself taking several supplements at once without really knowing what each one was for? Have you ever mixed them with medications thinking it's no big deal? Write it in the comments. Sometimes your story can be the warning someone else needs to avoid a serious mistake. Well, now that you know the 7 dangerous supplement combinations that can seriously affect your health, I want to close this content with some practical guidance, the kind that can truly make a difference for anyone who wants to age with more health, independence, and peace of mind. The truth is, after 60, the body changes a lot. Nutrient absorption slows down, organs work more cautiously, and the interactions between supplements and medications become much more delicate. And that's exactly why avoiding mistakes starts with information, but continues with action. The first tip is simple but powerful. Stop taking supplements on your own, even if they seem natural or harmless. Just because it's sold in a pharmacy without a prescription doesn't mean it's safe for everyone. What works for someone at 50 might be dangerous for someone at 70, especially if they take medication for the heart, blood pressure, or diabetes. The second tip, bring all the supplements you take to your next doctor's appointment. That includes pharmacy capsules, fizzy vitamins, packaged teas, and even those natural ones recommended by friends. Show everything. Your doctor can only truly help you if they know exactly what you're putting in your body. And the third point is a gentle reminder of responsibility. Without guilt, you don't have to get everything right on your own. Taking care of your health is a process, and no one expects you to know it all overnight. What matters most is your willingness to learn, make adjustments, and make informed decisions. The good news is that small changes can lead to big improvements. Switching a supplement at the right time, avoiding a risky combination, correcting a dosage, that can mean less pain, more energy, fewer risks, and most of all, more freedom to enjoy life with better quality. Now tell me in the comments, out of all these tips, which one surprised you the most? Have you ever used any of these combinations without knowing? Share your story. It might help someone else stay safe too. If you've made it this far, I want to congratulate you. Seriously, in a world full of quick fixes and empty promises, not everyone has the courage and responsibility to stop, listen, and reflect on their health with this level of attention. And that already shows you're on the right path to aging with more awareness, independence, and quality of life. As you've seen, not every supplement works well with another, and especially after 60, these combinations can have serious consequences, from mild discomfort to life-threatening risks. What seems like just another vitamin can turn into pain, hospitalization, and loss of independence if used the wrong way. But now, you have the information. And that makes all the difference. With this knowledge in hand, you can talk to your trusted doctor more clearly, make the necessary adjustments, and above all, make safer decisions. That's the real power of someone who wants to age well. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about knowing where you're stepping. If this video helped you in any way, give it a like down below. That tells YouTube it's worth sharing this content with more people. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because in the next videos I'll keep bringing important, practical, and safe information for people over 60. No fluff, no trends, and no miracle cures. And please, share this video with someone you care about. It could be that friend, neighbor, or family member who's always taking supplements on their own. Sometimes, a video like this can help avoid a serious problem down the road. Thanks for staying with me until the end. Take care of yourself with awareness, balance, and respect for your body. And I'll see you in the next video.